Hey, kids. So, starting out, full disclosure, I am not doing a full podcast this week because I've had a very long week and I just don't have enough gas in the tank to complete a full monologue. So that happens, stupid people, and last laugh podcast this week. But I do want to put something out because consistency is the one thing that has eluded me for these many years. When it comes to doing a podcast, I have not managed to keep any kind of consistency whatsoever with the many podcasts that I've done over the years, and it's probably one of the reasons why I'm at the stage where I'm at now, where I just want to just talk shit and have fun instead of trying to be serious because it's like I said, it's too late, so I'm not going to worry about it. But I do want to put something out, which is I end up losing the thread and binging right now second season of NCIS Hawaii because I like that show. I live there. I can identify many of the places that are in it, and Lucy is cute. What? I said what I said. I like Ernie too. Ernie's probably one of the best characters on TV right now for me, but and if I had not already said this, Lucy is cute. I said what I said. Moving on. So what I do want to talk about this week is Taylor's version. No. Can we talk about the fact that Taylor Swift has done something that Elvis, the Beatles, Madonna, Michael Jackson, Prince, Britney, Christina, Justin, and that 10-year window that I don't have any idea about. Taylor, I am not a Taylor Swift fan, but at this point I am damn sure a Taylor Swift admirer. I'm watching this going on right now and I'm in awe. I did like the Midnights album, and that was probably the first full Taylor Swift album I have listened to. I am not a convert by any stretch of the imagination, but it was a good album, and I recognize the talent. This is one of those places where, not game recognizes game. So, good on you. That's amazing. I didn't think that we would actually have someone be able to attain this kind of a status in the music industry ever again. And yeah, okay, Beyonce. Yes, I'm forgetting Beyonce, and of course Beyonce's up there. But not even Katy Perry. Not anything. Taylor is she's just up there at that rarefied air that I just never thought I would ever see again out of an artist other than maybe Beyonce. Rihanna, maybe. But Taylor's the top of the mountain at this point, I think. And it's really kind of awe-inducing to see. Again, somebody who grew up in the 80s and had all the superstar names. Argue with me if you want, but, I don't care. She's amazing. She's obviously talented. You can't deny that anymore. What I want to talk about this week is the new social media app that is been unleashed on us here in the past couple days. Threads, which of course is Meta, which is Mark Zuckerberg, and for 5 minutes, Mark is the leper with the most amount of fingers left. It's Mark versus Elon, and this is the first time that one of these Twitter competitors has stepped up and frightened Elon. I think 70 million users in 48 hours. The argument could be made that these are people that had Instagram accounts and they're logging into Threads. They were already there and they're just stepping up to Threads for the first time. You could make that argument. That's fine. It's irrelevant to the conversation because these are people that are using Threads for the first time. So you could say that they're new users, and it's frightened Elon to the point where he's threatening suing. I don't think there's a case at all for that, but it does beg the question, why was Mark able to succeed where all these other pretenders to the throne, for lack of a better way to put it, why they have failed? Things like Mastodon and Blue Sky, which is Jack Dorsey, which the old guy that ran Twitter. Mastodon, Blue Sky, Post News, Tribble, Spoutable, all these, why they're not gaining traction. And why Threads is. Well, Threads, like a lot of these other places that I mentioned, they may not in fact be ready for prime time, but Zuck is the first guy that had the scale that Twitter had already baked in, right? is an existing user base. Facebook, Instagram. So they're saying, okay, new thing, I'm going to try it. And in 70 million in 48 hours? That's amazing. That's amazing. And Elon shat himself. Elon has never competed with anybody who was in the same space at equal footing or better. Not with PayPal, not with Tesla, not with any of that stuff, because he owned the space. It was his. PayPal at the time was the only game in town for electronic payments. Tesla was the only game in town for a long time when it came to all electric cars. And he was able to scale that up to some point. And when people said, well, we don't like that, he said, fuck you. I own this. Well, he doesn't own this space. He thought he did, and he thought he could make Twitter his own little fiefdom, and that's fine. He can have it. But when people started signing up for Threads, and Threads started catering to what those people want, which is a curated feed, in a way, again, not ready for prime time. Some features that have yet to be added that will be, I think. But they're also not letting the toxic crap in on Threads. For example, there is an account called Libs of TikTok. And Chaya is her real name, I think. She logged into Threads and immediately started throwing bombs. For the sole purpose, I think, of getting those threads removed, just see how far she could push it to get those threads removed, and so she could cry right-wing persecution, censorship, because that's what they do, right? And Mark and Adam Mosseri, who are the guy who is behind Threads in this case, just said, we're not gonna do that here, okay? The amount of engagement that you get out of that and the negativity that you get out of hard news and politics and all of that isn't worth the headache. So we're not going to encourage it, but we're not going to we're not going to do anything other than, there are certain things you're not going to do here, and we're going to enforce that, like moderation. Who'd have thunk it? Coming from Twitter, where the toxic nature of Twitter has grown exponentially since Elon has brought his little kitchen sink in. That's why people, journalists, things like that, are coming over. And Elon's realizing that he's not the only game in town, and somebody can build a better mousetrap with the existing user base that he already has, and again, he's shitting himself. This is going to be very interesting to watch over the next, I'd say, couple of months, because I think that Threads will eventually get the user, or the features that the users want baked in, and I think it will surpass Twitter. And Twitter is going to wither on the vine. And the only people that will be left are the people that will go, well, shit, we could all the people from Truth Social and Getter that are over there going, well, shit, Twitter's, we just go back to Twitter now, and they can have their own little space over there and what have you. Now, am I going to get rid of my Twitter account? No, I'm not. Because there are some things that I do want to see on Twitter that aren't yet on Threads. National Weather Service and National Hurricane Center tweets, for example. They're not yet on Threads, and those are things that are important to me, especially during hurricane season. Will I eventually delete my Twitter account? I don't know. It's as of the moment, they still have a user base that is worth watching, and I do have a following that is worth it. So I've got 1,300 followers over on Twitter, so it's for now it's worth keeping. If I see that deteriorate, then yeah, I'll make a decision on that. But watch this space, as somebody else says, because I think it's going to get interesting. That's going to do it for this week. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. Full show next week. Until next time, question everything but the contents of a tuna melt. Some shit you got to take on faith. Stay solid, people. Bye-bye.